Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, are you preparing for the food ration that's going to go on once we enter into a world war scenario? I know this is not something that a lot of people want to talk about, but it's happened in the past and it will happen again in the future. AP, you've been talking about a big crisis that's going to happen for years. Well, in my opinion, we've had a lot of crises happen where those that have had a store of food put away and other items that you use on a regular basis, those were better off than those that did not. So why don't you prepare now, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that you don't have to be one of those that has to go without, and maybe even be able to help your family members and or your neighbors alike. Before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Nutrient Survival on Public for what they've done for the AP community. They've provided me with an AP20 code that will allow you to get 20% off anything you get off their store for the rest of this weekend. All right, so you get 20% off anything you get. It doesn't matter how much you spend. However, if you do spend over $200 at checkout after the 20% code has been applied, they gave me a couple of little things to give away to you that I personally think is really cool. I love this cup, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's just a cup, but for me, it's just right because look at how big it is. So usually my coffee is at least 20 or 21 ounces or so, and this is big enough to hold the coffee the way I like it. The Nutrient Survival Vitamin Coffee, to me, it's too strong to just drink it with like 10 or 11 ounces like it's recommended. So I usually put about twice as much water as what they ask for, and this is perfect for it. And I know it's just a cup, but when I was at Nutrient Survival touring their facility, I saw these and I was like, these things are so cool. And they're like, yeah, but they're retro. People aren't going to like them. I'm like, these things are awesome. Are you kidding me? Can we give some away? And they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and do a payday prep and give some of these away. So if you spend $200 or more, not only do you get the 20% off of anything you get, but you get one of these cups as well. And they're also going to give away a forever shopping bag. So I took a picture of it because it's too big for me to hold up here in front of the camera. So this is what it looks like right here. So you'll get this forever shopping bag, and so that you can save the environment, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And you'll also get one of these cups if your order is above $200, and you'll also be able to use the AP20 code. That is awesome. Now, I also want to share something with you that is very important, and I just want to show you what kind of company Nutrient Survival is. It is shocking that over 25% of all active duty personnel and families would be classified as low food security, according to a 2023 report. We want to do something about it, and I'm sure that you do too. That is why we are teaming up, not with me, ladies and gentlemen, with us, with the Alaska Prepper community, and the United States Army, Operation Helping Hand, for a grassroots turkey drive that will put Thanksgiving dinner on another 100 service members' table this year. So what they're doing is they're taking $5 from every order that is placed, and they're going to go ahead and hand that money over right to me, ladies and gentlemen. And in turn, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to the chaplain of Fort Wainwright, who runs Operation Helping Hands, that ensures that those service member families that don't have enough money to buy their own Thanksgiving dinner get a Thanksgiving dinner. And to me, ladies and gentlemen, that means the world. So thank you very much, Nutrient Survival. Make sure that you go out there and support Nutrient Survival, ladies and gentlemen. It's an American company that takes care of Americans who love America. World War III is going to be the excuse, ladies and gentlemen, that will be used for extreme food rationing. It's been done before, and it will be done again. So prepare now. Here they say that during every major world war, food rationing was imposed to offset hiccups in agricultural production. And the same will be true upon World War III. Get ready now, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something that we can overt on a personal level as far as going to war as a world, that is. But having the things that we need during a crisis such as a world war is something that we can do about right now. And here they give us a little bit of history of World War I and World War II, and they say that moving food to grocery stores was not as easy as it once was. And then on August 10th of 1917, the U.S. Food Administration was established in order to manage the wartime supply, conservation, distribution, and transportation of food. Posters urging citizens to reduce their personal consumption of meat, fats, and sugars were plastered throughout communities. Again, a little bit of history here on World War II. On January 30th, 1942, the Emergency Price Control Act was implemented to grant the Office of Price Administration, the OPA. Get that? The Office of Price Administration. It's not going to be that complex next time around if we have a CBDC. The legal authority to set price limits and ration food and other commodities to discourage hoarding and to ensure there was enough food to go around for everyone. Let me go ahead and give you what the comparison between hoarding and preparedness is. Right now, we're prepping. Right now, there are things available for us to buy, and we are prepping a little bit as we go. Meaning that when you go to the store and you buy that 50-pound bag of rice so that you can put away, along with the other 500 pounds of rice that you purchased throughout the years, it's not going to deplete the supply that there is available for other people to buy. So if you go over there and you buy a 50-pound bag of rice, you see that there's still a pallet and a half of 50-pound bags of rice left. You're not hoarding, you're just preparing. Now, if you wait for a crisis to occur and there's only 27 packs of toilet paper and you want to buy 20 of them, then ladies and gentlemen, you could probably say that that's hoarding, even though you're not doing anything illegal by buying it. But you could probably say that there is hoarding, especially if you try to profit off of that purchase. All right. So don't let anyone call you a hoarder just because you're getting prepared for something that you can see coming. And all of those little things that you think about now, ladies and gentlemen, that you enjoy, they'll be taken away or rationed away, and a black market will occur. Here it says that at one point, Americans could not purchase sugar unless they obtained special government-issued coupons. What if they don't like you from the government and you have a CBDC? Do you think you'll be able to purchase any at all? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to have to see. Then came the ration books, ladies and gentlemen, filled with stamps that Americans were told to use to buy items that were restricted. All right, within the first week of their issuance, more than 91% of Americans had registered to participate in the war ration books programs. Why 91%? Such a big number? Why? Because back then, ladies and gentlemen, we were a society of people that worked together. Right? We had faith in our government back then, or at least more so than we do now. Do you think that things will be the same now as they were back then? Do you think they will be as orderly as they were back then? Get prepared now. All right. Here they say that the OPA allotted a certain amount of points to each food item based on its availability, and customers were allowed to use 48 blue points to buy canned, bottled, or dried foods, and 64 red points to buy meat, fish, and any dairy each month. That is, if the items were on stock. Now, instead of giving you ration books, they will give you a CBDC, ladies and gentlemen, and people will ask for it, unfortunately. Get prepared now. All right. Being prepared is a way that you can tell the government, no, I don't feel like doing this. I've got my own. So if you don't want to give it to me because of what I'm saying, because of the words that are coming out of my mouth, I can still say what I want to say. Number one is my God-given right. But if you threaten to keep me from getting any sugar, let's say, I got my own sugar. So thank you, but no thank you. That is a way that you can resist, ladies and gentlemen. And you may be thinking right now, resist what? Resist what? Really? Where have you been for the last 2 or 3 years? If that's the question you're asking. And I'll finish it off with this last statement here. Things were very different in the United States during the first 2 world wars. There was solidarity and a common culture. For one, and the average person was much more resilient and willing to help their friend or their neighbor in need. What will the food rationing program during World War III look like? Well, we'll see eventually what it will look like, because I believe that eventually we will be in that position, be it because of a world war or be it because of a major crisis. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, get prepared now, because it's not just a world war and rationing of things that we need to worry about. It's the actual availability of things and the scarcity of things. Now, I'll be putting out a video tomorrow about this exact thing, where it's not just the next 5 or 6 years that we have to be worried about. It's the next decade, 2 decades, and more, right? But we have to start with what we have now. And this is what's going to happen in the near future. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what we've got to look forward to in the next 10, 20 years. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that if you want to beat ESG, then buy American whenever you can. I understand that most of us don't really have a choice on where we do our shopping for just regular consumer items. Well, I'm here to tell you that we can make a difference in taking a chunk out of the big box store's profits by doing one simple thing, and that's buying as much American made as we personally can. I hear it all the time, buy American. Well, for about the last 10 months or so, I've been buying my everyday consumer items from this company. Why? Because I really wanted to see what my experience was like before I told you about it. To make a long story short, take a look at the link below and help to take a bite out of ESG, ladies and gentlemen. This is not for everyone, but I think that if enough of us do it, we can make a difference. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm going to hear it. I will make a small commission from this, all right? From anyone that makes a purchase, I will make a small commission. But that's not really what this is all about. It's about taking back what we've lost a long time ago. So take a look at the link in the description of the video and on a pinned comment, and it's going to say something like switch with AP. We're the ones that have to do it. No one else is going to. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're having a great weekend. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.